successful, I believe, when he gets out.
Dr. Oz gets an inside look at the world of O.J. Simpson as his show returns to Fox 4 on weekdays, which we're thrilled about. It's True Crime Tuesday. Good morning, Dr. Oz. We are still fascinated by this guy so many years later. Why do you think that is?
Tim, he was the classic example of a hero who fell, and he fell hard. And there was a lot of debate, especially in the mid-90s, with allegations of race and racism in the trial itself. Chris Darden, who was on the show today, speaks very openly, honestly, about the fact that he thinks that the prosecution messed up, and if they hadn't, this man would be behind bars. He thinks he's guilty and he's dangerous. And he argues that we take care of the criminals and not the victims. On the other hand, Malcolm Laverne, who's the defense attorney who got O.J. a parole hearing and got him out on parole, is a strong advocate of O.J.'s. In fact, he brings some messages from O.J. onto the show. It turns out that in prison they watch a lot of network television, and in daytime I'm a male-friendly show, so they watch a lot of my show, and he asks very precise questions, in particular, interestingly, about the head injury show that I did with football. And so it makes me think that he's percolating some ideas out there. But he's getting out on parole, and we've got two lawyers giving very different perspectives on what should happen to this man.
You have taken the show in very different directions, True Crime Tuesday. Not just what's aching, my aches and pains and how to fix them, but some very interesting other areas that you're taking the show into.
Well, we've been doing a lot of investigations around dangers in food products. In fact, Wednesday we got the leaders of the three of the top chicken-producing companies in America, Tyson's and Bell & Evans and Purdue, on the show to defend their industry against allegations, some made by foreign governments, about the cleanliness of the food and whether it's got chemicals in it. And, you know, I think it's a big part of health these days to push the buttons a little bit and do investigations. Crime is often these days solved by forensics, and the use of science and medicine plays an important role in diagnosing the culprit, helping the victims, and then analyzing whether there was guilt or not. So as more and more of this forensic criminology work gets percolating up to me as a doctor, I find it appropriate to talk about it. And we've got quite a few guests of that nature coming on.
Right, and let's talk about on Thursday, you have Ivanka Trump. Let's take a quick listen to just a sample of what she told you.
With each of my three children, I had some level of postpartum, and it was depression. It was a very challenging emotional time for me.
I can understand why you would ask Ivanka Trump to come on the show. Good get, as you say in the business. Why would she agree? What's in it for her?
She's continually attacked by people who either don't understand what she's about or can't fathom why she wouldn't speak out if she opposes what her father is doing. And she felt passionately about the need to push forward an agenda for working class Americans. And she says that's, you know, you can't do that unless you address some of those criticisms. So she very honestly talks about the fact that she expresses herself openly behind closed doors, but she wasn't elected to the job. Her job is to advise her father and then to execute whatever he decides. And when it comes to her big agenda of working class Americans, she acknowledged that she had postpartum depression because she's arguing that we need a paid parental leave policy. We need to let women who've had babies get a couple weeks with the child without fear of losing their job or income. And every major country in the world guarantees that. And I actually later in the show have her hold a real brain just to show how sacred this structure is. The child's brain doesn't grow if it's not nurtured appropriately. So we're sacrificing, we're mortgaging our future by not letting moms spend more time with their babies when they're very young.
Dr. Oz, always delightful to see you. Thanks so much. Dr. Oz Show, weekdays, 1 o'clock on Fox 4, and again, Fox 4 More, Channel 27 at 10 a.m.